Game 21 of the 2021 Chester Copper Pot season from Tupac featuring Phil Ragg. My name's Phil Ragg and I'm doing this preview on behalf of Tupac because he has AIDS /nappy rash. We don't know which one he has at the minute, so we're just doing a /. But as per the contract drawn up, he will now owe me, Philip Ragg, a preview of my choice moving forward. So it is currently Friday, the 28th, 27th, 29th. I'm not so sure actually, because I have had muchos vino rojo. And as anyone who knows me, Phil Ragg, will know that the only thing that gets my juices flowing more than red wine is a buffet of McDonald's. And I don't class any order of McDonald's less than £10 per order. Mainly because I've got an abundance of McDonald's within a 4-mile radius of my abode. So anyway, moving on, me, Phil Ragg, will review game number 1, which is the Scranton Stranglers versus the Villains. Now, this is an interesting tie because it's the most informed player versus the most out-of-form player. Now, everyone's been thinking, where in tarnation is Desperate Dan? Now, Desperate Dan is in fantastic fettle. Nothing wrong with him at all. He texts the Carton lads, me, Phil Ragg, saying that he is in great form, just he can't quite handle Bry's tears for one more day. It's getting him a bit depressed, so he's just laying low for a while. But he's still full on his togger, and I believe that he's actually going to upset the apple cart this week, and he is going to smash Gabe's back doors in. Now, I know the bookies have got Gabe at 20-1 on. Desperate Dan at probably at about, 12s, 13s, because of current form, because of Togger experience. But I feel that there's an upset on the cards. Now, this is why I think there's going to be probably a clean shit from Harry Maguire in there. Jack Grealish will do something decent. He'll either bag a goal or an assist. And I quite fancy Callum Wilson turning up this week. He might grab a goal or two. If not a goal or two, he'll grab an assist. I feel like he's hungry for something this week after a real poor run of form of Newcastle. Whereas I think Gabe's going to get a little complacent this week. He's going to rely on the good form of his midfielders who have been doing well, like Saka, Zaha, and I don't think they're going to be turning up this week for him. So I feel like Gabe's is going to think he's going to walk this tie based on current form, and it's not going to go to plan. But we'll see. So I've went tie number 1, Villains versus Scranton Stranglers. I actually believe it's going to go to the Villains. The next tie is, who is it? Who have we got? We have got, no idea where I'm at here. I'm Phil Ragg. I'm really bad at technology and I actually can't work out how to get to the main screen where we'll find out who's playing who. So let me just try again. Tie number 2 is Sunny Manny Happy Days versus Bry's Little Boys. Now, Bry's Little Boys are probably the favourites. Ladbrokes have them as favourites based on this season's form. And I'm not so sure. I think it's going to be a close one because obviously Jura has been his current champ. He's obviously got more football knowledge than Bry, but Bry's got a lot more time on his hands, which means he's there bang on the lineups. And he's probably done a lot more homework, probably subscribes to some Twitter shit that'll get him the inside info. So I think this will be a close one. Knowledge versus I don't know, determination, let's say. And I think, do you know what? I think, again, I'm going to upset the apple cart and go for Jura. I think Jura's going to have good performances from Diggsy's Dinner. Diggsy's Dinner is now back and fit. He's kept faith in him. Against Newcastle, he'll be pulling in 15 plus points. No two ways about it. He's got both the Man United left backs. He's got Luke Shaw and he has Alex Telles. Whoever plays from that is probably going to pull in at least 15 points because they're both really offensive fullbacks. And he's also kept faith in Ricardo Pereira. I feel like his defensive lineup is going to see him over the line. Whereas Bry has went all for stats. He's a stat man. He's like Sam Allardyce. And he's went for, he's went like for a controversial, like a Fulham defender. He goes for, I think he's got a couple of Fulham defenders in there. He's picked up a couple of Kyle's old boys. He stirred Kyle's porridge with the likes of Under and Pepe and Solly March. And Kyle's fallen from grace in the last couple of seasons. So why is he picking up players from, his dirt, his dog dirt? And Bry's always got a weird pick in him. He'll always pick someone trying to be clever and he hasn't done his research. Like probably this week he'll look and he'll pick up I don't know, like Alex Iwobi, for instance, who you always think, he's an attacking force, he's against a poor Newcastle, but Newcastle will probably start with 5 defenders this week. Alex Iwobi will be no good for that. Alex Iwobi statistically will only do well against a back 4, the way he weaves in. So he'll probably do something silly like that, trying to be too clever for his own good. So I say Jura's going to win this one. So tie number 2, Jura. That's who I'm going for. Tie number 3 is myself against the Chudley Cannons. So AFC Ragman versus the Chudley Cannons. Now this one has been billed battle of the shittest. Battle of two turds. It's like wrapping a cow pat in a massive steaming heap of horse shit. It's like, who's going to win? If you mash it all together with a tatey masher, no offense, STP, which is going to rise, which cream is going to rise to the top? And I really don't know. It's literally a toss-off of a coin. They've both got a load of gash in there. I'm probably going to go for myself, Rag, because I've got players who are probably going to keep maybe some clean shits. I've got De Gea in nets. And I've got, obviously, a lot of Man City players who are going to be playing against Sheffield United. So that's probably going to see us over the line. Should they all play, obviously I've got Aguero, KDB, who's out. But I'm up against an opponent in Tupac who still keeps faith in the likes of Gareth Bale, in Kai Havertz, in Ryan Fraser, in Ruben Loftus-Cheek. May I go on, Werner. So I'm going to beat him. I'm going to have him. I'm going to have him for breakfast. And once I've chewed him up and had him for breakfast, I'm going to do a massive, big, fat turd. And what I'm going to do it in the bog, I'm just going to do it on a bit of kitchen roll. And then I'm going to eat him again. Second sittings. That's what I'm going to do. So tie number 3 goes to me, Phil, Rag. Let's have a look what else we got. We've got tie number 4. Who's got tie number 4? That is Piqué and De Bruyne versus the Bukkake Jackies. Now, everything points to the Bukkake Jackies. He's got far more experience. He's got silverware under his foreskin. He's just got a winning mentality. And against Plops. Plops is a serial loser. It's like he has got the Rolo handbook and played it to a T. He just knows how to be shit season on season on season. However, Plops, for some reason, is the Bukkake Jackies bogey team. So, who's going to win this tie? Facts say it's the BJs, but history says it's Plops. And you know what? I'm going to go for Plops again. Plops has just managed to sneak his way through after an early good start with some good performances. And he'll do well. He's got these Everton boys. He's got Richarlison. Dickey up front will probably do well against Newcastle. He's got Matty Pereira. brother of Ricardo Pereira for Leicester in midfield. He'll pull in. He's an assist machine. He's a goal machine. He's a key pass machine. He is just a machine. A lean, mean, grilling machine. And he'll probably pull him in the points alone. Obviously, he's got his first draft pick, Trent, who will probably pull it in after he got an assist and a goal at the midweek. He's got enough in his tank to beat the BJs. Everything points to the BJs win, but I'm going to go for plops. Which brings us on to the final tie. The final tie of the week is STP versus Rolo. These two boys have both finished bottom of the league before. Against their names is BOTL. They're that bad, they've finished bottom of a Togger league. Who is going to be the shittest of these two? Now, Rolo's current form suggests he's going to be the victor. And STP's form hasn't been too bad either. But let's have a look at the lineups. Who's going to do well and who's going to do shit? Rolo's drafted in Soyuncu, which the BJ's drafted in twice, thinking he was going to get a sniff. Is he expecting Brendan Rodgers to shuffle his pack? Now, where it's going to be won and lost here is in Rolo's midfield, because he's got some good midfielders in terms of James Ward-Prowse, Bruno Fernandes. They are, serial high scorers, but they're also prone to chucking in a little tiddler wobbler now and again. Now, who's he got? Bruno versus Arsenal. Bruno's been a bit hit and miss lately. He could easily just throw in a real shit performance, a 2, a 3, a 4-pointer. James Ward-Prowse, I think, will probably do a bit better. He's always in there. He's always canny for a key pass. But where he's gone wrong is he's got Bobby Snodgrass. He keeps thinking Bobby Snodgrass is going to do well because he's probably going to take some set pieces, one of Bry's corners. But what he's also done is he's drafted in Doucouré, which I think was one of STP's old boys. He's literally stirred STP's porridge, and I think that's what might be his downfall this week. Stirring STP's porridge, because STP has got Gundogan, who is in shit hot form. And he's got his Fulham boys who are doing well. He's got Sadio Mane and Robertson against West Ham. I feel like he has probably got enough experience. STP out the two of them, they've both finished bottom of the league, and they've both turned it around, which isn't hard from going from bottom, because you can't go any lower than bottom. I feel like this tie is probably going to be the closest out of all the ties, but STP will probably nick it, just because two players who are surrounded in failure. STP's probably finished higher in more seasons than Rolo. So that's it. That, from me, behalf of Phil Ragg, on behalf of Tupac, is this Game Week preview.